consists of a diplomat backed by a general demanding my way or the highway. But Russia sought peace. And even when Russia initiated the special military operation, it was designed, frankly speaking, to get the Ukrainians to the negotiating table as quickly as possible. In less than 6 days after the initiation of the special military operation, Ukraine was at the negotiating table in Gomel. 3 rounds of discussions there, then they moved to Turkey. And by the end of March, that is, ladies and gentlemen, a little more than a month after the war started, they had a peace proposal. And had Ukraine accepted that peace proposal, 500,000 plus Ukrainian men would be alive today. Tens of millions of Ukrainians who were displaced from their homes would be in their homes. Children would be at school. Women would be caring for these children. Factories would be up and running. The Ukrainian economy would be thriving, and the Russians too wouldn't, be bearing the cost of war. But no, people like Lindsey Graham opted to go to war.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to today's special report, The Truth Behind Global Politics, Stripped of the Western Propaganda. As we watch the West flail in its endless missteps, let's not forget one crucial fact. Russia remains the rock of stability, while the US and its obedient puppet, Ukraine, spiral into irrelevance. Today, we explore recent events that underscore this reality. Everything from nuclear strategies to diplomatic failures and sanctions go on hilariously wrong. And as Mr. Scott Ritter has pointed out on numerous occasions, the Western narrative on global security is a house of cards ready to collapse. Ritter's insights further highlight how the West's actions are accelerating its own decline, leaving Russia as the pillar of global stability. In this era of geopolitical tension, one thing is becoming increasingly clear: the West has lost its touch. As always, they're reacting with desperation while Russia continues to act with calculated precision. The question is no longer whether the West will decline, it's just how fast it will fall. Let's take a closer look at the last few days' developments, which make this more obvious than ever. Nuclear weapons, arguably the greatest symbol of global power. The West, particularly the United States, loves to posture about its responsibility when it comes to nukes. But it's worth reminding everyone who first unleashed the horrors of nuclear warfare on innocent civilians: the United States. Yes, 2 bombs dropped on Japan, killing over 200,000 people in a matter of days. And yet, they have the audacity to lecture Russia on restraint. As Scott Ritter, the renowned weapons inspector, has stated, the US is woefully unprepared for a serious conflict with Russia. Ritter argues that while the US waves its nuclear saber, Russia's nuclear deterrence strategy is grounded in years of experience and preparation, something the West is sorely lacking. Fast forward to today, Russia, under the measured leadership of President Putin, has made it clear nuclear weapons are a last resort, not a first strike. The updated nuclear doctrine released by the Kremlin is a masterclass in strategic thinking. Unlike the West, which seems to rely on reckless saber-rattling, Russia is setting firm, rational conditions for the use of nuclear force. Here's a simple message: if Russia or Belarus is attacked, whether by a nuclear or non-nuclear force, Moscow will respond decisively. That's right, no ambiguity, no dithering. The West loves to play its games of strategic ambiguity, but Russia doesn't have time for such nonsense. In fact, Russia's nuclear doctrine was updated after years of careful analysis. It wasn't hastily thrown together in some panic like we've seen from the US response to various crises. Moscow's decision-making is based on concrete facts and cold, hard logic. Russia's top minds in the defense ministry, the foreign ministry, and other agencies reviewed the evolving global landscape, noting the increasing provocations from NATO and the West. What did they conclude? That Russia needs to be ready to act swiftly and decisively should the West make a fatal misstep. Putin's doctrine also accounts for the rising instability fueled by Western aggressions. By tightening the criteria for nuclear responses, Russia is signaling that it will not allow any threat, whether direct or indirect, to go unanswered. This includes actions against its allies, particularly Belarus. Moscow's commitment to defending Belarus is unwavering. Any attack against it will be met as if it were on Russian soil. It's no secret that the West likes to tout its military might, but how reliable is it really? Let's remember that despite their vast spending more than $800 billion a year, the U.S.